We're going to talk a little bit through this while we're showing the gameplay. And let us know if our audio is fine over the top of the game audio. So to start off, we're going to show off some of the inspection feature in the game. So in Green Hell, you're going to be constantly checking your body to make sure that you don't have any infected wounds such as this. But when you do have a wound, you'll be able to heal yourself in certain ways by collecting information in the rainforest. So we know that maggot therapy is a way to potentially clean an infected wound, and that's one of the things we're going to do in this demo to see if we can stop ourselves from having this infection on our arm. Another thing too you just saw a second ago is the smartwatch in the game. It's one of the actual only electronic things you'll see while playing. And what this does is it balances your information on the needs that you have between proteins, fats, carbs, and hydration. So in Green Hell, there's a large variety of different types of animals, from frogs like that to fish, to smaller mammals, to larger predators. So in order to catch a fish, we'll need to craft a spear. And again, you'll be able to look at your notebook for a lot of this information while you're playing through Green Hell. Initially, you won't have everything, so you'll have to kind of collect info over time. But we know how to craft a spear, so we're going to collect some of the items needed to do that while we're also looking to treat our wound. Hearing game audio can come down just a tad, I'll do that. So we finally found some maggots here, and we can pick them off this corpse, take them from our backpack now where they're stored, and put them onto our infected wound to clean it. We'll need to do this first before we're actually able to properly bandage it. And now you can see those lovely little maggots roaming around in our skin. Sean, have you ever used maggot therapy? Yeah, I did, but you left me here. Okay, I'll walk everybody through it, it's all good. So now we're going to take the pieces that we needed to create a spear and put it on this slate here. First off though, we're actually going to have to take the rope and the wooden stick here off to create a stone blade. we have this. Once you also create items in game, you can go to your notebook when you have all the proper items that you need to recreate them too. So we've collected a few fish now, and we can harvest them. Animals are not only useful for nutritional benefits, but the bones that you get from harvesting a fish, for example, can be used in crafting later on in the game as well. So now our wound's clean. As you can see, it's less pussy and gross, and there's not the maggots in it anymore. We can create a bandage for ourselves here to try and heal our arm. So you could do a normal bandage, but since we had fire ash before, and we can put that together with the leaf, we can create a bandage that's actually going to be a bit better for us. So in the Amazon as well, weather can change at the snap of a finger, super quick. Rain can come for minutes at a time or as long as days. It just depends on the type of storm coming through your area. Video is going to cut for a second, sorry. Showing my desktop screen, yeah. We saw some smaller creatures before, but there are also predators. In this case, we're going to stay away from that jaguar. So we've come across a trap here placed previously. Different sized traps can be used to lure different types of prey. And based on the resources you have, you can create these and set them on the area that you might be setting camp up. Yes, that was a capybara before. Which are very rich in protein nutrients if you need them, but, you know, they're also extremely cute too, so it's up to you in that case. Yeah, they're just too sweet. So, we have this fruit here that we just picked up. We don't have any information about it, or in a scenario we might not have information. We're now eating it, as you can see, and you'll get the benefits of whatever that item is. But there'll be certain points in the game that you come across, whether it be different types of animals or fauna in the game, that you won't know what the effects might be on yourself. So you can stick to what you know, but then you can also kind of stray from that path and experiment too.
Fuck off me!
My question for the dev team in the chat is, can we bathe? Like, because I'm looking a little dirty right now. I'm wondering if I can get a nice bath in between day 24 and 25 if I need to. So, as I was saying, like at the earlier part of this demo, that when you've already crafted something before, you can go to your notebook if you have the items to recreate it in-game. So in this case, we've made fire before, so we can take the items that we have, click on it in the notebook, and start creating one at our camp here. And to anybody that's joined the stream midway through, the devs are in the chat and they'll be answering questions throughout, but we'll be looking specifically at the chat after this run through the demo and answering your questions. For this point, I'm going to kind of continue to talk a little bit about the things that we're seeing, but we'll play it through another time. It's roughly 20 minutes of gameplay, and at that point we'll talk through some of the questions you have. So the game's single-player focused, at least that's the direction currently of the game. When it's going to be launching into early access this summer, it'll be focused on survival mode. Survival mode is going to essentially be a hint at the story and what's going on, but mainly focused on how long can you last in the Amazon.
Oh, yes!
Our man's is very excited about his brand new fire, which is super useful for obviously cooking your meats and making sure that you're not dying of starvation. An important detail, obviously. Oh yes. Coconuts are super useful as well for hydration purposes. You can obviously get nutrients from them to begin with, but you can also use them as bowls too in the game. Yeah, there's different options on your smartwatch too, so you can see what direction you're going, how your 4 main health attributes are doing. Also, thank you for tuning in. We weren't expecting this many people, I think, so that's pretty cool as well. And also, if we don't answer your question on this stream, feel free to hit us up on Twitter. I know that the Evolve with PR account has just shared it. We'll be able to get to some of those questions over time and give you more detail too. Specifically, me and Sean are obviously aware of the game and understand the most of it, but there's a lot of stuff that's not in yet or going to be planned for the future potentially. So even getting kind of an understanding of what might be interesting to you is also important as well. Yeah, I was a big fan of Miasmata too. Kind of that fear of being in the dark, something lurking somewhere, not knowing that you could be dead at any moment. So we're talking about things that are unknown. Here's a glowing mushroom that we found in the rainforest here. This is another example of something that we might not have information on, and the effects might be interesting depending on what happens. There will be different types of fauna that have different effects on the body, and we've specifically focused on trying to make some interesting experiences as well for the player. So earlier in the demo we drank some safe water from a flowing river with a waterfall. In this case, we drank some unsafe water, which can lead to vomiting as such. Same thing can happen with food. Obviously, if it spoils, that can lead to food poisoning, and obviously some nasty effects from that too that will last over time if you don't know how to treat them. You can also have, obviously, a torch as well, too, to take around a few and keep yourself lit at night, but we don't have one because we were lacking the proper materials here, so we're kind of exploring the rainforest at night in the dark, which maybe isn't the best idea in the world, but you know. So we've talked about some unknowns that are in Green Hell, but we do have a few other ones that we're still keeping some secrets behind.